Good morning, folks. So we're back online. I got the backhoe running again yesterday. Well, not running, it was running all along. I finished the work that I was doing on it, so give a quick review of what that entailed, and then show you where we're at and what we're going to be up to today. So quite obviously, I burned yesterday. I just arrived, so this burned overnight, and burned down quite a bit. So it's still got hot embers, and I'll be kind of pushing it in on itself again. Hopefully keep reducing that. Drug up a couple of trees I cut down yesterday, which I'll show you. I've shown you in the past what I was going to be doing, but kind of hard to, well, yeah, these two trees. Well, anyway, so the backhoe, all the fluids have been changed, all the filters have been changed, so it's fully serviced. The hydraulics are working as expected now again. The fluid extractor that I bought worked out great. Took me a couple days of, it doesn't suck it out like quickly, plus you don't have a tight seal, which is why it takes longer, but you'll notice the bucket is gone from the top there. I've had that part for a couple of months now. I decided to just put it on. As I don't know if I've described this before, but I had that bucket duct taped to the top of the bottom half of the original piece that was on there because while I was clearing trees, it split it. I got caught up on a tree and it split apart. So that, in my previous videos of taking out trees and using the backhoe, you may have noticed that it was squeaking quite a bit. Well, that was because you have to grease this thing every 2-3 times that you use it, and these grease fittings are all over the place. Well, some of them were just bad, they weren't working, so you couldn't put any grease in there, and that's where the squeaking was coming from. So I bought a kit off of Amazon that had a bunch of grease fittings in it, and replaced a bunch of those, so I was able to grease those now. Basically, I had to crack a bunch of the hydraulic lines. I went kind of like cylinder by cylinder and sucked all the fluid out of there, sucked the fluid out of the reservoir, and the reservoir went the quickest because you just stick it in there and you don't have to worry about it sealing. Next up, I'm going to have to get new tires on this thing, which is going to cost me over $1,000 because they're about $500 and something a piece is the best price I've found on them. But we're back in business, so we're good to go. Used it yesterday, didn't film anything yesterday because after I was all dirty and had oil and crap all over me, and I didn't want to get it all over the camera. So that's that. The couple of trees I showed you in the beginning, those came out of over here, which I had said the other day is going to be, they were in the path of where the driveway is going to go towards the culvert, and so I took them out. So part of what's going to get cleared out is all of this remnants of trees, bunch of roots over there. May or may not get to the point of taking those 2 pine trees out. I got to decide whether I want to bother with that today or not. Afternoon, folks. Well, I'm not sure if it comes out on camp, but it's currently drizzling, and it's been raining for about the last 18 hours. So I can't work today, but I had to fix the backhoe again. What happened was I cut off this one pine tree where the driveway's going to go, and there's iron ore down in here all around. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but there's iron ore in there. Well, this stump was actually a bitch to get out because it had grown right into the iron ore. In fact, there's part of it still down in there. So that'll get dug out as I dig out the iron ore. But it's a big ass stump because it had to go down deep to get to water. And instead of being able to grow out, it grew down. And it's up on a ridge because I've been digging down over here. So I was sitting with the machine kind of right here, and I dragged it up over the top, and it rolled down and landed right on the hydraulic line. A brand new hydraulic line that I've only used for 2 days. And I've already replaced it, but it's on the other side, but it looks the same. And it landed right here and snapped off my hydraulic line. So I just had to go get a new one made. So I came over to put that on. I've still got a few things I've got to fix, but like these back tires need to be replaced. There's a hydraulic hose over here I bought a clamp for I got to put on, but I got to carefully bend the hard line back up to where it's supposed to be. So I dug out more of over here, took out that tree. That'll get mined, and then that other tree was next, but I didn't get to it yet because of the line getting busted. So otherwise that one would already be gone. And then those are both pine trees, and there's 2 pine trees over here that are going to come down where there's more iron ore back over there. So this one right here that's kind of leaning right in front of us, that'll come down right after this other one, and then the one next to it there is going to come down, and then I'll have this whole section here that I can dig out iron ore from. So anyway, what did I do with what'd you do with the iron ore, Bob? I came over and started working on I dug out all the muck. This is right where I got stuck with the backhoe the one day in the fuck up video. And so I dug out all this muck from over here and stacked it up between here and there. There was some here already over on this side, but stacked it all up. That'll get carted away. And stacked some of it over there. And just brought in load after load and started filling this all in. Now this was pretty deep. It was all down to about the level of the creek that I dug it out because I had to go down that far to get to anything that wasn't muck. And I'm still working on it, but there's parts of it still need to be packed. This whole embankment that I dropped more stuff down into, that needs to be packed. That hasn't been packed at all. And I'll get to it. Afternoon, folks. So I'm working on this back half here, the one where I took down all the trees already, and where the driveway is going to curve around. And also, as you can see, those 2 trees are out, and there's 2 pieces of one of them, and there's still more, so that's a lot of lumber. The driveway, based on what I've discovered, driveway's going to curve around here and stay on this lower part and gradually go up. And running into a bit of an issue because of the soil. Because it's basically a very fluffy type of sand. So just a little makeshift drive that I put in to be able to get the backhoe up here. Since after I dug that out, it's way too steep to try to climb that, it gets stuck. So this way I was able to drive around, no problem. That's not going to be where the burn pile is, but that's going to be the burn pile for back here. Once I've got the driveway cut in, I will locate it in a place where I can burn. But for right now, I just need it pushed back out of the way. And then I'm stacking up the logs over here that can be used for either posts or for cutting up into lumber. Geez, I was going to go order another culvert for over here, culvert pipe, and just between like 6 weeks ago or 2 months ago, whatever, when I bought the other culvert, at that time a 12-inch culvert, 24 foot, was $650. It's gone up like 10%. It's over $700 now. So, evening, folks. Let's see, this would be Saturday. Whoa. Hold on, dog. Had to start using a leash. She decided that she doesn't want to, I can't trust her right now, so. And I'm not going to spend 20 minutes, half hour at the end of a day working, trying to get her to come to me, so. For right now, the leash is going to do it. Okay. So, I'm trying to get all the rest of the iron ore out of this area so that I can then grade this portion of the driveway and finish off all the way down to the culvert, and also start putting a grade on the other part of the Y of the driveway. So I've got the culvert. I'm still got to pack this side in, but this whole side here, but I've got it almost filled in with as much stuff as it's going to have. So, and starting to cut out the curb here on the driveway to get to the back part where the house is going to be. So that, and I've been cleaning up there quite a bit, as you can see from the large refuse pile, plus all the logs over there. So kind of battling the soil over here because of it's a different type of soil than I've been hitting on the rest of the property. So finally found some hard stuff over there, so hopefully that extends over to where I need to go. If not, we'll figure something out. We always do. But this stuff, the soil that's up near the top of this side over here, it's all sand. What's what they call the sandy loam stuff, and it's, as soon as you dig it up, like the backhoe just sinks right down in it. I mean, I can get through it, but it's not going to be optimal for use of a driveway. So, but I finally get down to some hard surface over there, and we'll see how it holds up after the next rain. Here gives you you can get a view of how much has been cleared out here. out to the road. I mean, that's a lot of work, let me tell you. But it's getting there, so I'm pretty pleased. And then those mounds of dirt on the either side won't stay there. Those will get carted away somewhere else on the property. I just need them out of my way, and I'm not going to go running around with them every time I do a scoop. So for right now, so afternoon, folks. So here's where the driveway is going to cross over to where the house is going to be, and I'm starting to dig it out on this end, and just so I could get a bearing of where I had to cut, because I've been working on the other end coming from the culvert. So we will walk over there, and right about here is where it's gonna kind of angle over to meet where I'm digging. Well, all this dirt's got to come out probably. Well, it gets higher as you go, so basically until I get down to this clay, because on top of that is this sandy loam stuff that's great for drainage for your septic system, but it's not so great for driving your car. Alrighty, well, I'm going to call it a day, even though it's a little, I could keep going for a little while, but it's hot out here, it's muggy, and I'm tired. So did quite a bit today. Probably got about I widened this and then dug out another probably 50 feet all the way side to side, and that's probably 25 feet wide. Evening, folks. Another day of digging a shitload of dirt. As you can see up on the hill there, Puppy's got a new pen, since I can't trust her at the moment to well, I can let her out there and I don't have to worry about backing her into it with the backhoe, but also I've had to revert to walking her on a leash, because I can't trust her not to just decide she's not going to come when she's supposed to. So until we get past that phase of her little teenage years, she'll be relegated to a little bit more restrictive duty here. So, but she's fine. She's got it's got like a little cover for a roof, so she's got coverage from the sun and so on, and I take her out and walk her periodically. So almost breaking through over here. This is all loose. I just have to scoop it up and stack it up somewhere else, but as you can see, we've come quite a ways in the last 2 days. So see if I can get up here. So all we've got to do to go from here to that oak, it's got to come out here and kind of curve and meet up. So I've probably chopped out another maybe 30 feet by 25. Stacked up most of it. So tomorrow, if it's not raining, it's supposed to rain tomorrow, we'll see. Next day I work, where it's dry enough, I'll be able to bust out through all this shit and then start grading, and then start covering it with iron ore gravel. So it's actually pretty impressive when you look at it. Kind of curves around and then all the way out to where my truck's out probably backed up about 15-20 feet off the road. So, and this is just the small part of the back side of the property. So, and beauty of it is I might be able to use this little section here as my leach field for my septic system. I don't know. So we're almost where I could order my culvert pipe for over in this trench here. So that's about it. Nothing exciting. I haven't really filmed while I was doing it because I'm just digging dirt. It's not that big a deal here. It's, you know, truckload after truckload worth. It's a lot of dirt. Many yards, but I mean, you're probably looking at right there's about probably 12-15 yards, plus I stacked up a lot more over there. Every time I take out one section, it's probably about 20 yards worth of dirt. So probably a big heavy dump truck full, or close to it. So it's a lot of dirt. Running out of places to stack it, actually, because I don't want to stack it over here, because I want to be able to get to over here to be able to put the if there's any more wood I need to put up on the stack. So, which there will be, and that dirt's not going to stay there. I'm going to have to fill in dirt down in that hole, so that's part of it. And then I've got another big hole on the other side of the property over there by the sawmill that I dug that it's got to get filled in. So I just don't feel like trucking it because I can only take it over like a yard at a time. So right now. So that's where we're at, and that's where we're going to end today. I believe it's Monday, May 2nd of 2022. So, till next time, folks.